1-1-1 with a wideout?
Right.
I mean, do we really think that they would do that?
See, I just pulled up a list of all the free agent wide receivers still out there. And let me ask you guys, see if any of these names pique your interest.
That's correct.
Hey guys, you see this? We got somebody checking in from New Zealand. Look at this. NZ Philly fan from New Zealand checking in with us.
There we go. Yeah,
look at this.
We are global, man. We are not just local, national. We're global, boys.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome. Wow. That's awesome. We appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate it. Look, we got we keep rolling it out, man. And today's another one. And this is going to be fun because it's also a little tease and a precursor for our draft day coverage, which is now 8 days away at Ocean Resort in Atlantic City. But we got Seth Joyner at 1 o'clock. And we got the man himself, Mike Quick, coming up at 2 o'clock. So we got a strong show. So with that said, guys, let's come right out of the chute with some Eagles. So you had Howie and Nick Sirianni meeting with the press today ahead of the draft, which, as we mentioned, is 8 days away now, which is finally. Can't wait for this thing. Couple things. I mean, not surprisingly, they both doubled down on Jalen Hurts as our guy. No surprise about that. But as there is this time of year, there's always a lot of smoke. There's always a lot of stuff being talked about. The latest one, I'll start with this because I do want to get back into Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray and all that. Apparently, Deebo Samuel wants out or he's unhappy. His brother has said it. Adam Schefter reported of ESPN. He's apparently scrubbed all his social media of 49er, any kind of 49er logo or whatever. He would cost a lot of money with Deebo Samuel and a lot of capital that the Eagles do have some draft picks. Would you guys be willing to go all in a la 2 first-rounders, whether that's a first-rounder this year and next year or the 2 firsts they have this year?
No, I go 2.
All right, how heavy are we going here for Deebo?
But I mean, it's already set. The price line is already set when you look what Miami did. So at least the first, would they get a 4th, 2, or a 3rd? They got a 4th?
for Tyreek.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least the first, at least a 5th, 4th, or 5th. You know what I'm saying? And you know, who else knows what they're going to want for next year? But, man, it's ridiculous, the price of receivers now. You know, we were talking the other day. It used to be running backs were like that and left tackles are like that. But the wide receiver position has become, you know, what moves your offense now. So they want top dollar now.
Yeah.
Top dollar.
Well, they've been getting it. I mean,
I was going to say.
Yeah, they don't just want it. And that's why you have all those guys who were drafted after the first round, 3 years ago, whatever it is, including Deebo. That's why all those guys are upset right now. The McLaurins of the world, the A.J. Browns of the world. You know, these guys are unhappy with what they're making, and they want their deals redone, and they're not showing up.
Look at Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is like, I mean, I want a deal like that. That's what I'm dreaming for, but it's not. I feel like it's necessary, bro. Get your money, man. You're the best receiver in football last year.
If I'm a wide receiver, here's why I'm upset. Because a Christian Kirk gets over $74 million. Christian Kirk, I don't think consider an elite. He was number 3 in Arizona. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if he's worth $74 million, and then it escalates to where Devontae Adams, who's elite, gets $142 million. All these guys like the Cooper Kupps of the world, the Deebo Samuels, what are they worth?
Yeah, right.
I don't blame them one bit.
Yeah.
The new market has been, they're getting quarterback. These receivers are getting quarterback money now.
No, they are.
No, not quarterback money. No, quarterback money is it's
like 40 now.
Hold up. Devontae Adams getting $142 million. That's quarterback money, bro.
Bro, quarterback money now is $50 million a year. So if you're not making over $500 million, that's not really quarterback money more. And there lies the problem with Jalen Hurts.
Okay, I'm talking about like Sam Darnold type quarterback money.
Oh.
I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Did you see, by the way, you see what Ben McAdoo did? Ben McAdoo yesterday was like, he's our guy. 5 minutes later, he's like, well, maybe he's not our guy. He's the offensive coordinator. Matt Rule was probably like, yo, dude, whoa, easy.
Squash that. Squash it.
What are we doing here? No, but that's the thing, guys. So the problem, and it always gets back to this, and I'll exclude Devontae Smith. This is why whiffing on these guys, Reagor and Arcega-Whiteside, kill you. Because if you had gotten that right, they're not costing you an arm and a leg.
Right.
Now you have to consider being in the mix for one of these guys and or drafting a guy again really, really high. I mean,
right.
That's where this kills you.
It no question kills you, because if you can bring them up through the ranks, if you're going to get a high potent guy that's proven now, you got to pay proven money. And it's almost as like Howie Roseman is going to be obsolete if he doesn't understand now that you can't do these 1-year prove-it deals anymore. Mm-hmm. He's gotten away with that for the past 3 or 4 years and had some success with it. Now, like especially the receiver position and defensive end position, you got to pay top dollar to bring these guys in, or they're not coming.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know how you get these guys on a 1-year prove-it deal is if they're going to a team that is a potential contender. Prime example, Green Bay signed Sammy Watkins recently for like $3.4 million on a 1-year deal. Now, Sammy Watkins, I think his better days are behind him, but he can still stretch the field, okay?
Yes.
And he still wants to be relevant, and he's hoping to parlay catching passes from Aaron Rodgers, who Green Bay's in dire straits in terms of looking for a primetime receiver. What better place for Sammy Watkins to go than to Green Bay, where Devontae Adams is no longer standing in your way? Sammy Watkins can go to an environment like that and be a primetime receiver and elevate his numbers for 2023. So if you have a team like Denver with a Russell Wilson, Green Bay with an Aaron Rodgers, a Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, that can help a wide receiver elevate his numbers, and he's still out there in that free agent market teeter-tottering, trying to find out what's the best fit for him, that's the only way. But when you're a team like the Eagles and you have an unproven commodity like a Jalen Hurts, teams are going to shy away from that because it's not going to help them elevate their numbers for the next year.
Right. And
that's a great point.
There.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yep. We wonder why they were allegedly in on some of these guys and they didn't land the plane. You know what I mean? Maybe these guys are looking at it like, I'm not going to put monster numbers up with a team that runs the ball primarily with a quarterback I'm not sure about. And the only other way that works, Derek, in terms of like the prove it type of deals, is the way you laid out, or the guy's got all kinds of baggage, right? Either like he's been in trouble or he's been hurt a lot, which is not his fault, whatever. That's the only way you get those kind of guys to come in on these short-term deals to potentially crush it and maybe move on.
Well, at the end of the day, you're looking at what you have to do today. You have to pay to play. And when you're talking about a team that's not necessarily a destination point for wide receivers, you're going to have to pay to play. So looking at this Eagles situation, they have to understand what they're up against right now. They're at a quarterback that is not necessarily the most accurate quarterback. So now you got to look at this situation. Or if I go there, how will I make myself more appetizing to other teams if I want to lead there? They're not going to do it. But also the Eagles have to look at this. All right, we now have a quarterback that's going into his 3rd year. It's a proven year for him. Well, what if he goes out and is very serviceable? He's going to garner $40 million a year after this year.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a going rate.
It's a weird spot. It's a good problem to have, but it's a weird spot. Like, in other words, if he goes out and has a heck of a year, you're thinking, all right, well, now you have your quarterback. You don't have to worry about that. You'll have 2 draft picks potentially in the first round next year that you don't have to use on a quarterback. But you're right, Barrett. It's going to be payday time, probably going into next offseason. Yeah, no, I think that's true. The other thing you could do is just staying on the receiver thing for a minute. Since you didn't, I know they tried to be in on Calvin Ridley, and that's not their fault. It just didn't work out. But you could again go the route of drafting a guy, which was unprecedented. If you're looking at 3 straight years in the first round and take it back another year in the second round, you go second, 1-1-1 with a wideout.
Right.
I mean, do we really think that they would do that?
See, I just pulled up a list of all the free agent wide receivers still out there. And let me ask you guys, see if any of these names pique your interest. Julio Jones.
I think he's way on the back end, man. I really do.
Okay, but is he serviceable in this offense?
At the right price, for sure.
Okay. Jarvis Landry says market value. You're not getting Jarvis Landry in here.
I'd like him, but I know what you're saying with the money.
Will Fuller, 28 years old.
Stretches the field, but he's hurt all the time.
He's hurt all the time. All right, T.Y. Hilton, market value.
He's a decent wideout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley.
In
the slot as your slot, would you take Cole Beasley? Still one of the shiftiest guys out there.
You could probably get him cheap.
Okay, you can get him cheap. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders, he's 35 years old, out the door. Okay. What about Keelan Cole? 29 years old.
I'm underwhelmed by a lot of these.
Yeah,
exactly. Man. Like none of these are really moving the needle too much.
Okay, Allen Hurns, 29 years old.
Another guy that's underwhelmed, has done nothing, since he left Jacksonville. I mean, he hasn't really been that guy.
Okay.
Landry's the one who intrigues me. Like, what do we think what are we looking at here? 20? Is he that? Can he command that much?
He's screaming that, but okay. I don't know if he can. I mean, he'll be going through the same situation he just left.
Yeah.
In Baker Mayfield.
He might be a classic example of what you brought up, Derek, where he'll take a short term, go somewhere, bet on himself, crush it, and then move on. Maybe if you can get him at a lower number than what it would be, even if you say, hey, I'm going to bite the bullet for 1 year and pay him 20 just for one season, see what happens. He might, maybe.
But see, the longer he's out there, the more his number starts to come down. See, I never thought Jarvis Landry would still be on the board right now.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Jarvis and his agent are going to get skittish at some point, and they're going to try to get his team, get your guy with somebody, hopefully get him there by the OTA so he can get full dose of what's to come for training camp in terms of learning the offense. The quarterback has that much more time to get acclimated with a Jarvis Landry. What quarterback wouldn't want to throw the football to Jarvis Landry?
Okay. No, look, 100%, Derek. Yeah, and is he falling into the Tyrann Mathieu thing where they're just trying to wait it out? Yep. I wonder.
There you go. See, and I'm looking at some of the other names that don't. You got Marquise Goodwin. Marquise is 31. Adam Humphries, 28. Mohamed Sanu, 32.
Marquise, what about he did nothing.
D.D. Westbrook, 28.
Well, D.D. Westbrook is a guy that he can stretch the field, but I think we already have a D.D. Westbrook. And the receiver we already have here. What's his name from Mississippi State? I mean, not Mississippi State, but
you talking about Hightower?
No,
the other
Quez Watkins. Yeah, that's Quez Watkins all day.
Okay,
all right, so you avoid that. Okay, makes sense.
Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, he was hurt when he was here, so he that'd be wasting things.
He talked his way out of the Rams.
Yep.
Ended up in Vegas. I mean, now he's on the free agent market again. He's 35, still one of the fastest wide receivers in the game at 35 years of age. Would you bring him back here for a third time?
No, Derek, because he can't stay healthy. If you're looking for any kind of extended role out of him,
right,
he can't stay on the field. I'm sorry. Look, and I get where you're coming from. Like, they paid him the second time around. This time you get him for dirt cheap. I understand that, but I'm ready to move on from that kind of thing at this point.
Well, see, since my point in bringing it up was there's some intriguing names out there. Number one, would they come to Philly, knowing the Eagles' current situation at quarterback?
Yeah.
And, of course, you still have a relatively untested head coach. Number two, what's their market value? Would they fit under Howie Roseman's cap? Whatever Howie Roseman's cap is for bringing another wide receiver in, would he fit under that cap? I mean, you look at what he paid Zach Pascal to come here for. It wasn't a lot of money on a one-year deal. Do you find another Zach Pascal to help you fill out, another veteran Zach Pascal to help you fill out your wide receiver core? I think if you got one of these mid-level wide receivers, I think it still makes your wide receiving core better compared to what you already have here outside of Devontae Smith. To me, I would take a chance on a Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley is not going to cost you an arm and a leg for 1 year.
It's an interesting name. I can't argue that it's an interesting name, but I think Devontae Smith is going to just get better and better. But who's dynamic? You don't have anything dynamic.
No.
There, and I also want a big guy to complement Devontae Smith. Cole Beasley's another, and I get he's a slot guy, but he's on the smaller side. I need someone with some size. This is where, Arcega-Whiteside. I hate to keep beating this drum, but it's where the fact that these guys can't play kills you. And I don't think it's out of the question that they take a wide receiver in the first round. I don't think it's out of the question. I think it's more likely they go defense, but I don't think it's out of the question.
I will now refer to JJ not as Arcega-Whiteside, but as Umbrella Whiteside.
Oh, from here on out, he's the umbrella man.
He's Umbrella Whiteside.
Yeah. The other thing is, I agree with everything you just laid out. I think it's going to take this year as a prove-it year for wide receivers
Right.
to want to come here. And it's plain and simple. I mean, think about it. If you're in the position like Jarvis Landry's in, and you can go somewhere else, a lot of this can depend on finances, but if you go somewhere else and catch balls from an established quarterback, and you're just raising your value, you go into this having no idea what Jalen Hurts is at this point.
No,
well, we missed out really on the free agent market, anyways. You know, and that's why you see like we're saying, yes, a lot of these guys got paid. Christian Kirk is the highest paid wide receiver that came into this free agency this year.
Yeah.
Then Allen Robinson.
Yep.
Then Valdez Scantling.
Yep.
3 guys played with, you know, I mean, they got paid when they went. But I mean, we missed out on guys like, I mean, Zay Jones got paid also.
$24 million.
Yeah. Cedric Wilson, you know, he got paid also for 1 year. He proved it 1 year.
Yeah.
But still, we could have got a DJ Clark.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I'm saying? A guy like that. We could have got a Byron Pringle for like $5 million. He went to Chicago for $4 million.
Yes,
Gunner, there's your guy. There's your umbrella.
There he is, umbrella Whiteside.
There we go.
He is.
I like it.
And look, and me
Good job by Xander getting that thing up that quickly. Nice work.
and D Gunn were sitting there interviewing him when he did that.
Yeah,
and,
man.
And he got me in trouble because he looked straight at me because I was asking the question at that time, and he looked straight at me like, "Did she?"
So there's 3 things that stand out to me, and 2 of them I was with you, Barrett, from camp. So the second you and I laid eyes on Donnell Pumphrey, we said this guy's not an NFL player. You remember that the running back, the little running back. The second we saw him, it was like, oh my God, this guy doesn't belong on this field. The other thing was when Andre Dillard started crying after he got into the fight. Do you guys remember that one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, this is not good, man. What does he think every Sunday is going to be like? Every Sunday is going to be harder than this, and you're crying at camp?
Bro, he could
Bad
not.
sign.
He could not put his hand in a right-handed stance.
No.
But hey, I'll tell you what though, he got stronger.
Yeah,
he got better. His conscience, his conscience was eating at him because you know everybody was calling him soft, so he started playing harder.
Yeah.
And I think now he's probably the best trade chip the Eagles have in that locker room to really go out there and get some valued players or valued draft picks going into this draft.
Yeah, I like him here though. I like him as an insurance policy. Man, the Eagles got pretty fortunate. I mean, not having Lane in the beginning of the season certainly hurt, and the guard spot you plugged in Dickerson. But I like having him around as insurance.
Well, I mean, he's not going to play, man.
Yeah,
he's not going to play, man.
You brought up Andre Dillard, and you know I'm going to share a little story with you, and it's related to the fight incident you were talking about. After that, and he cried. We've come to find out he was extremely homesick, and so his mom came in to stay with him for a while to help get him acclimated. But
say what?
Yes, but I'm just telling you, man, what I know. I'm just telling. Why do you Barrett? Have I ever told you? Have I ever led you astray? Have I ever told you?
Gunner's information is 100. Okay, I can tell you that.
I've never led you astray, and it just blew my mind. Now, I understand. You know, when I left home at the age of 19. You know, I got homesick also. You know, I was homesick at 20. I get it, you know, but still, you know, you're a professional athlete, man. You got a big contract. That money would help me get over being homesick real quick.
Yeah,
all day.
I don't think our living situations at that time were quite the same as Andre Dillard's.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I do know. I went through that whole situation, but not now time did I say, Mom, you need to come up here. Because my mom would have been like, what? You what?
Yes.
You home what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that because Mrs. Brooks, now that you're listening, was your son a crybaby when he was younger? Can you answer that question, please?
I wasn't a crybaby, man. I mean, I'd be homesick, but I'm not. I left. I tried to leave, but Coach Snyder came and got me off the bus.
You tried to leave college?
You were on a bus. You were on a Greyhound getting out of Manhattan, Kansas, right?
Going home. I asked my mom first for the money. She said, "No, boy, stay your butt there."
Yeah.
I asked my dad. He hung the phone up on me.
You too much. That's why they can't feed you.
I called my uncle. My uncle sent me the money. My uncle Patrick sent me the money. I get on the Greyhound. I'm on my way, and I'm halfway. I'm in Kansas, man. It's flat, and we're halfway to Kansas City, and Coach Snyder pulled the bus over.
He had that kind of power. Just stop the bus.
Bro, pulled the bus over, and cussed me out. Put me back on that, and put me in his car. that Cadillac and drove me all the way back, cussing me out the entire time. Got there, ran me to death. I mean, he ran me so much I thought I was going to die.
Wow.
And from that point on, man, I didn't do it, man.
Nowadays, that's called kidnapping.
Right. Right.
Hey.
Not in the 90s. No.
Not the 90s, dude. No,
it was a different ball game back then. All right, so we got a lot to cover, as we mentioned. So 1 o'clock, we get Seth Joyner. 2 o'clock, Mike Quick. A lot more to get to. We come back, guys. We got a big game 3 tonight. Sixers, Raptors. And I'm going to pose the question to you guys. What possibly can Toronto do different to get this thing turned around in their favor? Is it going to be continue crying at the referees? What different is it? What is Nick Nurse going to do differently that he didn't do in the first 2 games? So we'll hit that when we get back. Like I said, can't wait to talk to Seth. Can't wait to talk to Mike Quick. A little preview of what we have coming up on draft night from Ocean Resort. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks. I'm Rob Ellis. You're watching Sports Take, JAKIB Media, YouTube Network. All right, I want to tell you about my friends at Pro Action Restoration. Yeah, you got a home, you got a business, and you experience the pain and inconvenience of water, fire, smoke, or mold damage to your property and building. You know how trying that can be. Pro Action is on call 24/7. You have a problem in the middle of the night, they will be there. You have a problem first thing in the morning, late at night, whatever the case may be, 24/7. They are there to assist you. As I mentioned, I've experienced this, and it's not fun. And my parents were older at the time. They didn't know what to do. They had water damage. It was flowing in from the outside. Their sump pump backed up, all kinds of issues. And Mike McIntyre and his crew at Pro Action, they were there in 2 seconds and cleaned it all up. And my parents' house was as good as new. Pro Action is the best. They clean the place up. They're professional. They're clean. Price is very reasonable. They're licensed, bonded, fully insured, serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction, by the way, with your insurance company. That's water, fire, smoke, mold remediation. You name it, they can handle it. Give them a call, 610-623-3760. That's 610-623-3760. Or email them, proactionrestoration.com. That's proactionrestoration.com.